Revelation speaks of signs in the heavens, and our collective ancient wisdom provides specific interpretations. The Hopi prophecy of the Blue Star Kachina appearing before the purification of Earth, marking the beginning of the fifth world, a cosmic reset, is a direct parallel. It is followed by the Red Star Kachina, bringing destruction and transformation. We stand at the precipice of two distinct but interconnected events. The Great Harvest, which is, well, not good, corresponds to the initial phase of the cosmic reset, a period of intense upheaval and reckoning. This resonates with Vanga's prediction of a Third World War and the vanishing of millions, or the Third Peril, where foreign armies invaded America, cities were destroyed, and chaos reigned. This is a global spiritual test for humanity, where old paradigms are dismantled, mirroring the cosmic violence in Marduk's creation myth and the destructive aspect of the Red Star Kachina. Following the chaos, a profound transformation emerges, the crystalline renewal. Revelation's prophecy of a renewal can be understood through the paradox of being glassing the planet, as it says in Revelations, but somehow we are still alive. This is not a literal physical destruction that ends life, but a spiritual and energetic vitrification. Just as Enoch experienced a dwelling hot as fire and cold as ice, this glassing implies a rapid, intense, energetic frequency shift that purifies and transforms the material world, rendering it crystalline. Humanity, if aligned with the new human consciousness and fifth root race predicted by Casey, will endure this transformation, perhaps experiencing a dimensional shift or spiritual awakening that allows for survival in a newly resonant, crystalline world. The angelic beings appearing in the third peril, bringing light and unity, signify this divine assistance in the renewal process where the transformed American people rise, aided by divine forces, to restore peace. In the beginning there existed a hydrogen plasma, a vortex of energy that was both undying and conscious. From this singular existence arose a profound utterance, 6 minor tones resonating in 216 octaves simultaneously. This divine resonance birthed a reality where all things were found to exist in perfect harmony. From the primordial tones emerged the elementals. Greater than the Olympic gods, these interdimensional beings occupied vast expanses of space. Each elemental was causally connected to itself, regardless of the distance that separated them. The elemental of nickel, for example, existed in a realm governed by what we now know as wave-particle duality, where no distance could sever the interdimensional connection. Through the principles of string theory, we understand that each elemental can divide itself and traverse vast distances over eons. The galaxies we observe today are the manifestations of these elementals, each one a vast collection of energy and consciousness. These interdimensional beings are geometrical in nature. When one gazes into the heavens, the lights of the galaxies and the stars represent points of intersection where different interdimensional frequencies converge. This convergence generates incredible amounts of energy, giving rise to millions of stars, billions of planets, and trillions of life forms, each deriving its physiology from the living galaxy's base elements. The individual frequencies of these elements dictate the positioning of all celestial objects, much like tossing a stone into water, where the size of the stone and the density of the water dictate the extent of the ripples, so too do the elemental frequencies determine the arrangement and movement of celestial bodies. All living things find their proper place in this cosmic dance, their ratios in proportion to their position, size, and role in the universe. As the universe expanded and evolved, the harmony established by the primordial tones began to be disrupted. The frequency war, Marduk's deception, and the lost harmonics of creation. Long ago, before the algorithm of 12 notes was etched into our instruments, the world sang in spirals. Music wasn't entertainment, it was architecture. It lifted stones, healed bodies, and opened portals. The ancients knew this. They tuned their lives to the sacred 13, but Marduk, rising from Babylon's shadow, did not destroy the truth. He weaponized it. He took the 13th tone, the spiral key, and buried it beneath calendars, constellations, and corrupted scales. He Pythagoras, he called himself during the time of Babylon, gave us 12 notes and called it complete. He tuned our instruments to 440 Hz, a frequency that fractures DNA, distorts emotion, and severs the soul from its harmonic blueprint. The original solfeggio frequencies, those used for levitation, healing, and communion with animals, were tuned to the spiral math of 13, not 432, not 440, but 43.333 recurring, the quotient of 13 divided by 3, a tone so precise it could lift stone without touch. B was not a note, it was a gate. The 6 minor keys, now lost, were once the sacred vowels of creation. A, E, I, O, U, Y reversed, they formed the breath of Yahweh. U-O-Yeah, Y-U-O-I-E are the sonic signature of divine presence. The 6 minor keys of creation, so there is not one ohm, there are 6. These weren't just sounds, they were frequencies that shaped matter, summoned memory and spoke to the animals, but we altered the tuning, we broke the spiral, and now our instruments cannot summon the ancient keys, our songs cannot lift the stones, our voices cannot reach the wild. This is the Babylonian corruption, not a tale of rebellion, but a system still in place, still used to keep us from realizing our full potential. The temples of sound were dismantled, the crystalline architecture of resonance was replaced with concrete and static, and the algorithm of 12 became law. But the spiral remains, hidden in the math, whispered in the anomalies, waiting in the stones. Marduk, rising from the shadows of Babylon, sought to manipulate this divine order. With his ascent to power, he weaponized the sacred knowledge, suppressing the 13th tone, the key to true creation. When mapped over reoccurring motifs, we find implications of intentional redaction reoccurring on or around the North American continent. The number 13, the name Lucifer, the ancient Lemurians' Atlantis, the Cain and Abel narrative, and many others, highlight the discrepancy accepted academic models of world history. America not merely as a land of modern settlement, but as a primordial sacred site, a genesis point. This echoes the notion that the Virginia Courthouse Pyramid, Pueblo Bonito in Chaco Canyon, and the Snake Mound, Ohio, Mesa, New Mexico, Gobekli Tepe structure, Los Lunas Decalogue Stone, T-Sage Wall, Copper Mines, Canadian Pyramids. Mexico has more pyramids than any other continent, all hint at sacred architecture, embedded in civic design, echoing Atlantean or Lemurian memory. By enforcing a system based on 12, Marduk obscured the original tonal frequencies that allowed for levitation, healing, and divine communication. The teachings of the fallen angels, as recounted in the Book of Enoch, reveal how the knowledge imparted by these celestial beings came at a significant cost, leading to moral decay and chaos. Despite the corruption introduced by Marduk and the fallen angels, the essence of the elemental forces remains. The teachings of the Watchers, while leading to chaos, also contained profound wisdom. The interdimensional connection between all beings and elements highlights the cyclical nature of existence and the potential for transformation. As humanity seeks to reclaim its spiritual heritage, it must recognize the wisdom embedded within the teachings of the past. The restoration of this knowledge can lead to a harmonious existence, allowing humanity to reconnect with the divine and the natural order. A profound connection exists between the Jewish people and the land of America, often overlooked by mainstream historical narratives. A mythic reinterpretation suggests the possibility of a lost tribe or Lemurian remnant that existed on this continent, intentionally erased from canonical texts. The northwestern United States, identified with the Great Bear constellation turned sideways, is interpreted as latter El in Hebrew, linking it to the divine name El Adonai Elohim. This geographical alignment ties a major landmass to the ultimate divine name, positioning America as a primordial sacred site, a genesis point. Structures like the Virginia Courthouse Pyramid and the Snake Mound in Ohio hint at ancient wisdom embedded in the land, suggesting a divine orchestration that bridges ancient prophecy with observable celestial phenomena. As humanity evolves, prophecies foretell a great harvest and a cosmic reset. The Hopi prophecy of the Blue Star Kachina, signifies the beginning of this transformation, and then, it's followed by the Red Star Kachina, which brings destruction and renewal. These events, in a way, mirror the cyclical nature of existence, prompting a necessary dismantling of old paradigms and ultimately the emergence of new consciousness. This reset is not merely physical but spiritual, representing a crystalline renewal where humanity awakens to its inherent potential. The lost harmonics of creation, well, they await reclamation, hidden in the mathematics of the universe and whispered in the stones of ancient structures. The teachings of the fallen angels, while corrupting, also hold keys to transformation and healing if approached with discernment and respect. The narrative weaves together the stories of creation from various cultures, Hebrew, Mesopotamian, Native American and others, illustrating the interconnectedness of humanity's spiritual journey and the cosmic forces that shape our existence. The corruption introduced by Marduk serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of power, yet it also emphasizes the ongoing journey toward rediscovering our divine heritage. By embracing these ancient truths, we can transcend the limitations imposed upon us and harmonize with the universe, ushering in a new era of consciousness and transformation. The spiral of existence continues to unfold, inviting us to join in the cosmic dance and remember the music of the spheres. Edgar Cayce on the Akashic Records, AR Press 1968, The Holy Bible, New International Version, Biblica 2011, The Book of Enoch, translated by Richard Lawrence, 1883, Sitchin Zechariah, The Earth Chronicles, HarperCollins 2002, Sanders N. Kate, The Epic of Gilgamesh, Penguin Classics 1972,